Hello everybody, this is Purge bringing you guys a first-person gameplay commentary. I am on a replay at the moment, so I hope you guys enjoy this awesome replay cast. I don't do replay casting that often. When I do, it's usually because I had a good match that I want to share with the world, and that is exactly what I'm going to try to accomplish today. So, this is a Clockwerk game that I played a couple days ago. I think I am on my hero. Maybe I clicked on the wrong person. There we go. All right, back to me. I was on the player perspective Blitz there. Blitz is playing the Templar Assassin here. I don't know if anyone else in our team was actually on a team with us. I think we were just dual queuing with the two of us. So anyways, I'm going into a long lane setup here. I had the benefit of having random gold, I think. Let me think. 200, 300, 550, 650... 700, I think so, and I think I bought a Tango as well for Blitz in the mid lane. Yeah, that's what I did. Since I random Clockwerk, I gave a Tango to Blitz on the mid lane, and I had enough for regen and Stout Shield. Now, normally, if you do end up in a long lane clock situation, the items that I would go for are just Stout, double Tango, one Salve, and an Ironwood branch. Now, you can sub out a Clarity Potion for this Ironwood branch here, but largely I think having the extra regen from a Tango and a Salve is very important, especially if your build isn't as HP regen focused later. Now, what I'm trying to do here is cog all the creeps together. And I did actually accomplish this. I was really happy with it, so I pinged it a couple times. The reason I did this is because it stops the creeps for 5 entire seconds. Cog lasts for 3 seconds now. And that means that my opponent's wave is going to push way up. If you look at the map right now, since we're on a replay, if you look at Lifestealer's position, he's looking for my creeps, and he simply doesn't see him yet. So I cog the creeps, and now look where the creep wave is. I can literally get experience, and I'm this close to my tower. It is so nice to have this up. So I'm going to start things off with the last hitting. Now, Lifestealer is, of course, going to harass me quite a bit, but with Tangos and Salves and a Stout Shield, it's going to keep me fairly protected. So I'll start eating some trees, and even if I don't get a ton of last hits right now, just getting the experience is completely worth it, I promise. So one important thing to point out is that the Venomancer is not stack pulling. He's actually ganking on the mid lane right now, so this is going to affect how my lane goes versus a Lifestealer. But in most situations, if the wave is close to the enemy tower, and it's a Lifestealer versus a Clockwerk, he should be able to outlane me, period. Just because Lifestealer has a really good way to do damage to me. If he's scared, he can always press Rage, which will make him magic immune and stop the battery assault damage and stuff like that. So, but as you guys can see, the wave is now pushed, which means that I'm getting full EXP. He might be denying and getting more last hits than me, but if your long lane is getting experience, you're pretty happy, honestly, with the situation. So I am pretty much just aiming to get a lot of experience here, and he does a really nice job there harassing me. That was a pretty sick move. It actually also pulled the aggro away, and at this point, I'm just now getting level 2. I don't want to be too aggressive because I know that the wave's about to push. Pick up 2 last hits there with that rocket. But other than that, you shouldn't rely on rocket too much to get last hits, guys. It should be like a, I tried to cog to get that last hit, but I missed, is what I did there. I should have just walked up to it and played a little bit more attention, but missing quite a few last hits there. I should have gotten probably 2 to 3 more of those, I think, if I would have been paying attention, actually. Every single one of those range creeps I should have been able to get. But regardless, I pop a Salve here. Wanted to get up to full HP pretty fast. A little bit of rocket damage, I think, to get a last hit. Did I get that one? I'm not sure. I am simply not sure. I do see a Venomancer now, so I have to be a lot more careful. I picked up a 2nd level of rocket. What is it called? Just rocket. It's not Rocket Barrage. It's, let's see. It is Rocket Flare. Alright, Rocket Flare. Rocket Flare is good for getting last hits as well as swatting heroes and obviously doing some damage to heroes, but largely if you're in a one-on-one situation, Battery Assault is a much better skill. The reason I don't really want to pick it up versus the Lifestealer is because it's, simply put, it's going to not do a whole lot against Lifestealer when he rages. If he's magic immune, then the Battery Assault doesn't hit him. Now what I did there is I shot a rocket just to do some damage to the Venomancer. I think that was because his HP regen was pretty low. We can check him really quick. No, he's got plenty of regen, so I'm not really sure why I did that. Just probably to do some damage and get him worked down. Right there, I tried to hit Venomancer while also getting last hit, and I actually succeeded at that. Very important that you don't shoot the rocket and hit the entire creep wave, because if you get the entire creep wave, then the lane is now going to push, and that's because I did a rocket damage. It means every single one of those creeps takes 120 damage, and they have less HP than my creeps. But once again, the wave pushes towards me, everything looks good. I can use a rocket again to get that last hit while also harassing, and from there I can do my best to get every one of these last hits that are close to my wave. So missed a couple of them. I have a Clarity Potion. I've got 860 gold. This is a huge amount for an early Clockwerk game. I'll pick up some boots from the side shop. Now, normally I would maybe do something like pick up a bottle right there. I think bottle's a decent Clockwerk option in the long lane, but the reason I purchased the boots right away is because I was afraid of getting ganked. Venomancer movement speed is really, really annoying. He has actually pulled a creep wave there if you guys look at the map. So the lane control has gone slightly back into their favor, and the creep wave is quite a ways up here. And I think he initiates him. Yeah, he does actually. And as soon as I'm a little scared, I'm going to pop the cogs down. The reason you have to use the cogs immediately is because you want to stop the damage output that Lifesteal is going to do to you. So now I'm in a lot of trouble, but I do have Battery Assault up, which is stopping a lot of the damage output that Venomancer should be doing here. And all of a sudden I got under tower completely, and surprisingly actually ended up surviving there pretty easily, and just a little bit more rocket damage to nail him on that. I've only got tangos and a magic stick, but I was actually not that much threat of dying. I think if the Venomancer would have tried harder to right click me, he might have had a much better chance of killing me, but the Battery Assault really just kind of stopped all of his auto attacks. So and also a Stout Shield on Clockwerk this early. Look at my level. I just hit level 5. I have a pretty big level advantage. I wasn't just level 1, for example, so that really helped out a lot and helped me stay alive there. I rocketed that entire wave, by the way, because I was a little afraid I was getting dived. So it's very important that when you think you're getting dived, that you preferably kill the creep wave pretty rapidly. And the reason for that is if the creeps are full HP, then it takes longer for the tower to kill the creeps and then back you up. So if ideally the creeps are very low when they end up diving you, that way the tower can at least help you get killed. Right there I used a rocket to only get the last hit and kill and harass the Lifestealer once again, doing some damage to him. Once again, very important to do that. I checked that the wards are level 1, so free gold there. It's pretty much a big waste for him to actually cast it onto me. So once again, making sure that I only got one last hit while also harassing. Another last hit that I didn't really feel close enough to, so I gave it a shot trying to get the last hit, and I'm going to miss that one, but since the Venomancer is there, I'll play safe again. Don't have a whole lot of mana left over. Actually, I have 0 mana, so I know that I can't even cog here if needed, but I'll pick up my ulti at level 6. So there are a couple different builds that you can do for Clockwerk, I think. One cogs is absolutely a necessity now, because the damage has been increased due to buffs, and I should have planned that last hit better. But I did not, unfortunately. So missed at least 2 of those I think that I should have gotten, but at least I got 1. Some people like to max Battery Assault first. The damage output on it is insanely powerful. I think it's a great skill. Rocket Barrage, or Rocket Flare, sorry, can also be very useful. And it's for counter pushes. That's for things like harass. That's for things like, I don't know, just getting decent farming, and good for a lot of things, really. It's not as good at jungling, for example. Like if I want to go to the jungle and just kill everything really fast, I can't just turn on Battery Assault and kill everything. But the Rocket Flare is pretty mana inexpensive at 50, and the cooldown isn't super high, but you can end up picking up the gold at a reasonable rate usually. I was trying to deny that while also getting last hits, but obviously messed it up a little bit. I would maybe like to see the Venomancer doing a little bit more pulling and stacking. I did get Galed here, but it does virtually no damage at level 1. I'm sure it's level 1 at least. It does the Poison Sting as well, but I'm only going to lose about 150, 200 HP tops from that. Probably about 150. It's not bad at all, considering the fact that I took a little nuke from a support hero. It's going to cost him way more in mana than it does me HP. That's for sure. He does go for a Midas right off the bat, which is pretty smart because I have very little way of killing the Lifestealer solo. But if we compare my level to the level of Lifestealer, I am way ahead. He's a level 6 hero. I'm an offlane level 7. Big advantage. If we look at their offlane, it's a Dark Windrunner, actually. Windrunner's level 6, she's died twice, and she has an assist. So despite me not having like a typical escape, like Windrun or a Blink or something, Clockwerk is still a relatively good hero, just because of the fact that you can just pop the cogs down and get out of it pretty easily. So, and they have 2 heroes constantly on me, and I haven't died yet. So even if he has a Hand of Midas, this is still me winning my lane in. And remember how this all started. I cogged the creeps, I let the wave stay close to me. The Venomancer was off doing other things, so he didn't do a very good job stacking and pulling, and the lane control never got back in their favor, so it allowed me to get a huge advantage in the early game. So
going for broke.
I am not sure who that guy is that he's talking to. Just a friend. I wasn't reading the rest of the chat log, but at this point I'm obviously really needing some kind of HP or mana regen. I think I was saving up for Arcane Boots at this point, which is why I'm getting ready to rocket there, and there we go. So that's Arcane Boots mana. I don't want to give up the EXP that I'm getting at the moment though, so I'll probably go get Arcane Boots in a second. And oh yeah, I think Will is just showing up, coming for the top lane. So I'm going to save. I pop my wand there because I'm getting ready for the fight. I'm going to rocket on 2 here. Rocket hits 250 damage on both heroes, and Venomancer should be pretty easily killable here, I believe. And he's going to show. Pretty sick kill from me, of course. I think you guys saw it. I blocked him really, really well. Did a really great job of blocking the TA. Super effective job. I was Gale though. Was not paying good attention. Let's see if he. I don't remember if he needs arcane or not, but I think I was on Skype with him when I was playing, and he said that he did not want it. So from here, I can just use the arcane boots to pretty much have unlimited mana for the rest of the game. If we contrast this with the match that I played at the UCSD LAN, the one against Warden stack, the difference is that when I played that match, I opted for a really fast mech, and I really ran into a lot of problems doing that build because if you don't have arcane boots, your mana pool is only about 300 at this point, and yeah, it's great to have a mech. It's a lot of survivability, and the heal's fantastic, but shooting a rocket here to try to help out, and I am the man, and I get the kill, so he was pretty unhappy about that one, but I was like, yep, got it. I deserve that. So yeah, the difference between having a mech is if you initiate, the hookshot is 150, better assault's 75, every missile is 50, cogs is 50. It starts adding up to be about 300 mana, so without arcane boots you can do pretty much a full combo and then run out of mana, and you don't have enough for a mech on top of that, so you have to be really careful if you do go mech rush. I mean, you usually just don't have enough mana, and that's basically the problem that I ran into when I played that game. So in the future, the way that I thought about adjusting my build is what I ended up doing this game, which I don't know if it's the best option still, but what I decided to do was go arcane boots first, stout shield of course, magic stick is always good to have if possible, and from there you can follow that up. Oh, I'm gonna take a big gale. I thought I was gonna die here. Oh yeah, I was looking for that. That's right. I forgot about that. I was like, why aren't I just killing the cogs? And that's the solution. I wanted to hookshot onto the creeps, because you can do that now. So I hookshot out, and I'm going to be fine. And this is the solution that I thought of. I thought early buckler, leave it at that, and then you have enough mana, and you have enough survivability to be able to dive. Now, I don't have a whole lot of mana or HP regen, but I can get that other ways in the future. So we'll see a little bit of initiation on the Venomancer. I think I ended up going for... Yeah, unfortunately, he did actually block me in here, so... I didn't have a hookshot either, so no chance for me to hookshot in on him, but I think we dive on this. I can't really remember. I was hoping to have some armor items at this point. My cogs was a little bit of a mistake here, big time, because I ended up trapping the TA away from the lifestealer, and I probably helped him a lot more than it helped me, but I was a little scared of the lifestealer for some reason, so I tried to force him away, and I think that was a big mistake, so that would have been the part where Will said, "I'm dead." And that is true, so he gets killed there. Mostly a big mistake for me. I shouldn't have cogged the lifestealer in solo there. I should have just gone for the right click and let him do his thing, but it blocked him out too much and we were not able to get the kill on him, so small mistake for me there, but regardless, I've got 2 kills, I have 1 assist. That's pretty good. I'm going to have the buckler when I respawn. That would have been really nice to have in that fight. And I want to talk a little bit about why I like buckler so much. The reason buckler I think is sweet is because that's actually quite a bit of survivability for a moderately low cost. Now, I thought about it today, and maybe I could do a build adjustment, but I'll talk about that when we come to that realization. But I think the early buckler, I mean, if you have mech up, or if you have mech and arcane, you're going to be able to afford the mana cost, basically. Mech and arcane do stack together quite well, even on heroes that don't have good mana pools. Like if you want to get mech arcane on some hero, like if you're playing a Sham or something, and everybody is going mid, and you have a Mirana, you want somebody to have a mech preferably, and that person should have arcane boots with the mech, because usually you're not going to have enough mana to cast your abilities normally, plus all that. So this little downtime here, I'm just going to do some jungling. I take some damage, and I don't, once again, have a lot of regen, but I do have 1 self. I'm looking for a hook shot on this Venomancer. Can't remember... Okay, I was so confused about where he was. I thought he was going this way, but it looks like he ended up going through river, so I'm happy I watched this, actually. A lot of people going on the TA, turns out. And he looks kind of dead, to be honest. I was looking for him just in case he was juking, and again, he is going to die, so he gets killed again in the top lane. Pretty solid shackle shot, sorry. The recent buckler is cool though. It gives you 5 armor, gives you +2 to all stats, and you can use that buckler buff, which gives you and allied units and heroes 2 armor. Now this can be used for pushing, this can be used to just buff up your allies, it can do a lot of things. I hit 5 heroes with rocket right there, by the way, huge deal. That's what? 750 damage spread across the entire team. That's so big. Very good for counter pushing. I have to be really careful. They're going to be able to take the tower easily, but again, I can do some damage to the enemy heroes here. I do get shackled in, and I seem to remember this ends up weird. Battery assault, and I am going to hook shot this at close range, and I don't know if I'm going to get it or not. There's the rocket. And I was already so committed, I figured I might as well go all the way in. So I did go in. Little damage done there. Venomancer's taken out. Crystal Maiden looks pretty dead. And I bought back, actually, because I said, well, screw it. Looks like they're about to dive. I'll put some missiles on these guys as well. And that looks like a maybe double kill. I'm not quite sure. Now, I wanted to cog in here because I was a little worried about the Enigma. So I back up last second. Good meld strike there, and we're able to pick him off. Chase isn't quite over yet, though, because they are still trying to get out of here. But a little rocket damage on Windrunner, and we are able to get all the heroes. So, only person that got away there was Nature's Prophet, and that kind of cost me a lot of money to buy back, but I largely think it was worth it. So, pick up a Ring of Regen, because I was considering going for the mech at this point, but then I say, oh god, Enigma, of course, already has a mech, which makes perfect sense. So, I didn't confirm that. So, the way that I would probably adjust this build, if I have an ally that's getting mech, I don't think getting a buckler is worth it. I think what I would probably do is at least get an early chainmail. And I really do think that the chainmail is needed because Clockwerk's base armor is actually quite low. It's looking okay now at 5, but at the early part of the game it's sitting around 2-3, which is relatively low. So I think an early chainmail, especially when you're against a hero like Lifestealer, you need that extra armor. And Nature's Prophet as well does a lot of right clicks. Axe does physical damage when he spins, so I think against heroes like that, I think an early chainmail is absolutely necessary. At some kind of armor or HP survivability, if you're not getting a mech, you definitely need some armor. Now the reason I say chainmail and not buckler is because you can always turn that into something like a blade mail at some point. I don't think that's very good against Lifestealer because Rage prevents the pure damage from reflecting, but I think the early chainmail is a pretty good thing. I wished I could TP there because I could have guaranteed a kill on the Nature's Prophet, but I actually did not have a TP scroll, so I end up making a little mistake there, and unfortunately we will not snag the kill. So I still bought the Ring of Regen. I am trying to remember what I did. I think I built a 4th staff with it, or that's where I aimed basically. Again, my survivability is decent. My mana regen is just fine because of Arcane Boots. The downside now is that I'm not jungling very effectively, because if I do jungle, then my HP is not going to be healed up past what I just lost. As you can see, I lost about 150 HP there, so if I do choose to initiate, it's going to cost me. If I had a mech, this wouldn't necessarily be the case. But he almost died there, very close. Did not happen, though. Again, another small camp should be able to take this out pretty easily. These creeps are so strong. So yeah, chainmail, possible blade mail in the future. Aghanim Scepter is also very good on Clockwerk. Mech is doable, especially this game because I got a lot of farm, though it is a little delayed. I could have easily just skipped out on the magic wand. I think that was possibly a waste to get the magic wand upgraded. Just a magic stick, especially when you're in a little bit of a under-farmed position, is totally okay to skip there. I missed one last hit that I wanted to take, but didn't get it. And now the wave's pushed, so I'm just going to go try to rumble with my team instead, despite Lifestealer counter pushing. I've got Hookshot up, so I can definitely initiate. And I see a lot of heroes mid, so I think at this point I was pretty prepared to get into position if possible. So moving up to the top lane, I'm going to go on the squishy heroes if possible, which I do end up catching. I tried to cog them all in there, but they all just kind of died instead. So from here, just have to try to clean up the rest of them and hope the battery assault hits the right people, which it looks like it will. I was totally ready to dive this one. I do have an 8-charge wand, so I wasn't too worried about this, but doing as much as I can. Diving the tower is probably not worth it. I should have just sat back and played it pretty safe, but I did not. This one I was really hoping maybe would I kill the Lifestealer. It does put him really low, actually. So with the Lifestealer running for the hills, I might as well try to lead him off. Apparently got stunned. He does have rage as well. I don't think he had a TP scroll, so that's why we're leading him off so hard. Like, we really wanted to catch him. And there's Black Hole, and that is going to guarantee us. I guess he does have a TP scroll. And at this point, I just wanted the XP. And there it is, 72 extra gold. Just for being there with the team, guys. No problem. So, again, HP regen's not that fantastic this game. I think if I would have skipped the Buckler upgrade and gone straight for maybe a bottle as well is a good option, but you can also do things like Vanguard. Vanguard is not a bad item to have on the hero. Another good thing against Lifesteal, actually, but I would say Vanguard plus a chainmail would make you quite tanky. So I think my biggest problem with this game that I played was that I just didn't have enough HP regen, and I think that was a mistake, because I'm going to have to go back to base. A Ring of Regen is definitely not enough, so if I did get a Vanguard, I would it's probably what I should have gotten, to be honest. Should have gotten a Vanguard, I think. this game with the chainmail. Maybe Arcane into Vanguard would have been best, just with a Ring of Health, would way more regen than a Ring of Regen provides. So, yeah, I think that would have been best. Although I do really like the mech idea. I think Mech Arcane is arguably a better build, but Enigma is much better of a mech carrier than Clockwerk is. So in this case, I'm not quite sure. I asked Brax the same thing. He's LGD and Brax, of course. Plays in China at the moment. And asked him what he thought the best build for Clockwerk long lane is, because he has been playing some Clockwerk long lane, and he said he wasn't quite sure either. So I asked him that after the game, after that match, because I knew I didn't have enough mana in that build that I played, so I wasn't quite sure what to do, and I'm just kind of poking around trying things out. And I think this is good. I think the early Buckler plus Arcane is great if for a very early build, if you want to try to push or do some early action. Obviously having a mech finish is fantastic, but his farm rate isn't amazing, so I think the Buckler is still useful. I don't know. I just love the armor that it gives you. The 2 armor to allies, stuff like that. It's all seems useful to me personally. Can definitely push with it, help your allies out. Armor is always going to be useful. Not as much early game as late game, but it's okay. Wednesday Night Fights was the thing we went to on a... Who is it? Oh yeah, we went to it's a thing in Walnut, California. A little the Super Arcade. It's for a fighting game community. They have a little tournament there, and we went with one of his friends, which is how he recognizes us, I think. See if we can kill the Windrunner here. Oh yeah, she is way dead. I played with Nusham actually recently, and he's a very good player. So, on our team, believe it or not.
Haste.
It's like the team fight's about to start. I'm looking for a hook shot. Like, really want a hook shot. Man, I really was not happy with what Crystal Maiden did there. But regardless, I was trying really hard to cog here. Apparently, I didn't press it until last second, and we still got a lot of kills. I literally tried to like pick up my mouse and maybe go back on the YouTube to see how bad I messed up. But I really dicked up my cog for some reason. I had a 4-man cog and it didn't happen. I don't know why, but it didn't happen. I messed it up. I don't know if I mispressed the hotkey or I looked at it there and I only saw the hotkey press right before I used the ability. But I must have been like pressing the wrong hotkey or something like that. I'm really not quite sure. And that's how it goes sometimes. So we won a team fight pretty easily. 4 dead heroes. I'm the only one that dies. Despite my fairly low farm, I still was able to tank up quite well there. We killed a couple of heroes before I got in trouble. But we do have a pretty large farming advantage, which is most of the reason that we won that fight quite easily, despite my sloppy play. I think the Crystal Maiden was in a really bad place personally. She was a little worried about fogging, but it's hard to play Clockwerk when you're not on voice chat with people because people do get in your way. And I think my position was actually okay there to be able to just hook shot in. I was forced to just battery assault in, but you know, it totally worked, and I got the cog off. Quite delayed, but it did end up coming out. So, and it's not really a bad thing to cog yourself into 3 or 4 heroes. They're probably going to kill you, and that's one of the problems with Clockwerk is that he can die quite easily because you do that. But it groups up all of your allies, AOEs and things like that, and really it's going to pay off in the long run in the team fights. So don't be too afraid to block yourself in with those enemies. So pick up a bunch of farm here. I am super close to getting a 4-staff. The reason I want to grab the 4-staff is because I can use it if I initiate and need to run. I can use it to save allies. I can even use it to like 4-staff myself out of cogs if I really want to. And I don't think they probably shouldn't trigger on me. But it's just kind of like an initiation tactic. I know some people who was saying that. I think Brax mentioned a Blink Dagger being kind of cool. I should have been with my allies here, by the way, instead of farming. But I was not, so my rocket will come through and hopefully steal a kill. Nope, doesn't get him. I was really hopeful though when I shot that one that I would pick up a kill, but it did not, unfortunately. Dude, Alchemist, yeah. So we won the team fight pretty easy. Lifesteal is going to show up, gets a kill actually. Tried to hook shot him. I failed. But regardless of 4, 3, and 11 on clock at this point, I've made some mistakes. My GPM is okay. It's not that amazing, but for a long lane solo, this is great actually. A lot of assists is awesome. It means that you're helping the team. You're using your skills for what they should be used for. Sitting in the long lane and just farming the whole time is never really a good thing. So I don't even know if I used the 4-staff this game, to be completely honest. I don't quite remember, but moving it to a good hotkey. And even though I haven't made the mech all the way, just having the buckler I think has been worthwhile. Aghanim Scepter is another really great item to have on Clock, but I would say it's by far more of a luxury item. You should be more concerned with probably just raw HP and... Well, it does... Alright, Aghanim Scepter gives great raw HP, so saying to get raw HP over Aghanims is not factual or accurate, but... the raw HP that Aghanims gives is really good, and the very low cooldown on Hookshot is fantastic, because it does allow you to gank a lot more and do some more damage. Like it's like a 10-second, 15-second cooldown or something like that. 12-second, excuse me. Very, very low. And you can basically just use that whenever you want. It does stun, by the way. 1.5 stun at level 2, 2.2 second stun at level 3, at the 3rd level. So that's a lot of disable. You can use that in melee range. You can initiate with that, fight for 12 seconds, and throw it again. It's all really powerful. I used it that one time on Axe. He was right in front of me, so. Throw the stun. Do the damage. See what else. Yeah, Aghanims is good. I think that would be where I would go after this point, but I just kind of felt like I decided to hookshot in here. Tried to get both of them, but I was not able to. Regardless, the Windrunner will go down. Oh, I really wanted that kill, but Crystal Maiden takes it. Sick Force Staff, right, guys? Force Staff's another great way to close the distance in that case. Like, once you use the hook shot, it's your main way to close distance, and if that's gone, what are you supposed to do? Can't really do that much, basically. So, I think Force Staff is possibly viable. It's not bad. Did I finish what Brax was saying? I think I said Brax thought Blink Dagger was kind of cool. Sounded like it. You could like blink in and cog on a bunch of heroes, or blink offensively cog, something like that. So I sell the Stout Shield at this point because it's pretty far in. I still have the decent regen, so Roshan will drop. Just have to wait 2200 now to get the Aghanim Scepter finished. Still don't have very much regen, actually, but with just the Force Staff at this point, I'm actually at 5.6 or 5.3, which isn't bad at all.
Do it with flair.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
We'll see what happens for the rest of the game, though. Aghanim Scepter is great. At this point, we have pretty good map control, just kind of looking for initiations. Yes! Guys, I landed a hook. Are you proud of me? I did use the buckler as I initiated there. Took a lot of damage. Oh, I'm gonna die, I think. I look dead. Oh, Force Staff? Oh, I still die. And Dominion Wing at this point said, "We are so far ahead, I don't give a shit." I don't think that was a whiff at all, by the way, guys. I think that was just a straight up, "We're so far ahead, I don't care." I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. He's got an Aegis, by the way, so even though he's diving quite a bit, it's probably okay. Almost got her. Alright, he got her. He looks like he might be dead, though. I don't know. Am I crazy? And they actually bought a dust. They planned ahead. He's got a Ghost Scepter, though. Oh, his Refraction was on cooldown. Okay, so yeah, he had no way of surviving that one. We talked about that after the fact, and we were kind of like, maybe he could have survived if he used Refraction, but it was actually on cooldown, so he did everything he could. Ghost Scepter's good for fountain diving, that's for sure. So, yeah, 2,000 gold. My stats look great. My HP is fantastic. My mana is way higher than it needs to be, so I'm pretty much healthy all around. A Ghost Scepter wouldn't be bad against a Lifestealer, by the way. It's another option that I could have gone for, though. I think a lot of the damage I did take this game was actually Venomancer, right at the end at least. I definitely ate a Venom ulti. Grabbing something like a Cloak is not bad. You can also go Pipe. Pipe is great. You could go Vanguard Pipe, but you'd be a little limited on mana. You could do Vanguard Pipe Arcane. That would be kind of cool as well. There's really a lot of choices that you can go for when playing the Clockwerk. At this point, I want to initiate and help out, so I actually cogged him away from the Alchemist on purpose there, just because I wanted to keep him alive, and with the Force Forward like that, we can actually get out of there. Yeah, I mean, he had to fight the Lifestealer otherwise, and I didn't actually think that he was going to win that fight, so I played it safe for him and actually cogged him away from the Lifestealer, and I think that was the right decision. So from here, once again, slowly regenerating 5 HP per second. See if we can catch the life stealer. He looks kind of dead.
Your death was a secret I could no longer
And now we can turn this into a little bit of a push with one hero dead.
Breaking down the radiant structures like this.
I don't have hook shot, unfortunately, so I cannot initiate.
Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower. There goes Radiant's bottom tower. Dire's mid tower.
It's like Alchemist TP to the bot lane.
Dire's mid tower.
Kind of looking for a hook shot right here. Thinking about it, you don't really need to initiate if you're hitting the barracks, though, and you're going to kill them in a second, so... Not really needed to initiate. And we got the Rex. Little power shot on me. Do I want a hook shot? I did not want to get Venom ulti, that's for sure.
You came too close to the secrets.
Getting Buckler on allies for the buff. Only costs like 20 mana. Like, somebody come to the bot lane, or come to the mid lane so I can hookshot you. So waiting patiently for this. GG, please end. Says the guy spamming wards on the mid lane. It's like, guys, end, please God, 8 wards. Now I look for the opportunity. God, he does a lot of damage. He whiffed his black hole on purpose again, I'm pretty sure. You like I know that he blinked in a Malphist, guys, but like you don't go. I don't think he's died this game. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you don't like play a whole game and not die and then whiff 2 black holes like that. That doesn't happen. It really does not happen. So, as you can tell, we have a sore loser on the enemy team. His name is Lifestealer. Looking for the hook shot, and right there, Alchemist right on top of me. Felt really good about that one. It's a little kind of a weird bug there. Yes, Aghanim Scepter. And now I just have to wait 26 seconds so that I can actually use a hook shot again. So really trying to catch him there. It didn't work though. Little 4-staff action. Sick kill, Crystal Maiden. These guys look to be actually in trouble. Oh god. That is not what I wanted to do. My armor looks really good right now. What is going on? Little hook for stun. Man, I love that little cooldown. It's so fun. Makes the hero a lot more enjoyable. All right, this point we're really worried about Will dying. He was like, "I'm gonna die," so I was like, "Here, take my TP scrolls." And now he goes for it. I grab his Ghost Scepter, and he's gonna make it out. So I don't know why I hookshotted the Alchemist there. That was weird. I don't know. This guy is really whiny. It's like a really unhappy dude. Yes, take that, trees. Get hooked. This point we do have mega creeps, by the way, so I mean we're fountain diving, but at this point we found a rogue well. Everybody has to kill it. So we took care of that shit.
It's sundown for the Dire's Ancient.
And more diving. I actually wanted to not get cogged in with them and almost died. That was really close actually. Then I bought my own Ghost Scepter. And pretty much a full item build. So I mean that's pretty much everything I need. 4-staff, just a utility item I opted for. Arcane Boots covers all of your mana needs, and I think I maybe should have gotten a Vanguard that game, or at least like a Ring of Health. Just buy. I mean, I could have just bought like. I could have done the same stuff. I could have gotten Arcane Boots, Buckler, a Magic Stick, I think, instead of a wand, and then gone into Arcane Buckler, Magic Stick, Ring of Health, and then built an Aghanims. And that would have done the same. Like, I didn't have to finish a Vanguard. Actually, upgrading the Vanguard doesn't make you that much stronger. Really, it doubles the power of the block, but it doesn't give you extra HP over what you're purchasing, and it also doesn't give you extra HP regen, I don't believe. Or does it put it up to 6? I can't remember, but Vanguard is very, very barely better than the components. And surprisingly, actually, now that I think about it, very, very few people right now are building Vanguard. It's actually, there was a point in time where the item was extremely common, but it's not really the case anymore, surprisingly. So, regardless, I still think it's good on Clockwerk and an item that you can choose to grab, but I got tons of EXP per minute for a long lane there, and I was pretty happy with my early performance. I made a lot of mistakes in the mid game, but still worked out, and that's the end of the game. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys learned a lot about Clockwerk this game. Most importantly, the long lane. Make sure that the lane can push if needed. If they have a lot of creeps, let it push to your tower, then you get the XP in the last hits. Hopefully you can last it under tower. If not, then you're going to have a little bit harder of a time doing the long lane, but it's going to help a whole lot. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.